Welcome to Spoonable Standpoint, the podcast where your hosts, Leo and Charlene, dig into food culture. So for this episode, we decided to go for something a little more casual like we did with our Season 1 special because we found something pretty interesting on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well, there are a few reasons why we're doing this. This kind of episode we've been wanting to do for a while, and we kind of thought this was a great time because last week's episode didn't really go super well. Okay, story time. Welcome to Spoonable Standpoint Story Time, a new segment on Spoonable Standpoint. Essentially, the software we use to collaborate on editing this each week's podcast kind of went crazy and messed up everything. So we had to re-upload the podcast like 4 times. As of recording,
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's all fixed. Might not be. So we're sorry.
The
Episode
YouTube
5.
isn't fixed,
Yeah.
but the Spotify should be fixed.
Yeah.
That was after I realized, after like a week after the release, that we uploaded an unedited discussion.
And our
unedited
discussions are bad. There's a reason why they have to be edited.
Exactly.
So this episode, we thought maybe we do something a little more fun, a little more relaxed, a little more, maybe even more funny. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Talk about food misconceptions. We talk about a lot of food conceptions, but this time we're talking about misconceptions. I think, Charlene found all of these, so thank you, Charlene.
I copied and pasted a list from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
The most reputable source on the internet, obviously. So if any of these sound a little weird, please leave a comment somewhere. Be like, hey, that sounds a little weird. Maybe it's true, right? Maybe that just sounds weird, and that's why it's a misconception, because it sounds weird. But if there's any argument, then please put it in comments and let us know if it is blatantly wrong. But I don't think they're blatantly wrong as of now. We'll see. You want to take it away?
All right, let's get started.
Let's do it.
So the first thing we have on our list is something that might be surprised by, but I mean, I don't know, if you cook meat a lot, you might already know this, but searing does not seal the moisture in the meat. In fact, it causes some moisture to be lost, and it's only seared to brown it, which improves the color, flavor, and texture. Me personally, I don't cook meat much, but I feel like I have heard that it seals the moisture in.
Yeah.
Do you have any other related experiences with this one?
I mean, I can kind of see that. For the most part, that is actually tough. Whenever I sear something, it always kind of feels like I'm sealing the moisture in, because it forms like a nice crust, and you're like, ooh, you sear it, and you're like, oh, it's so juicy after. But
right.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it. I guess if I make a burger, I know sometimes when the heat's too high and it just sears, it'll lose a ton of moisture. A bunch of the juice will come out, but I guess I never really connected the two. So that's a pretty interesting one.
Emphasis on searing though, because I've had a fair share of burnt burgers where a lot of the charred parts were falling off. It was bitter, and
that's gross.
Yeah,
searing is kind of
gross. My middle school senior trip. Oh my god, this happened to everyone who got cheeseburgers, and then eventually a few days later, everyone in school turned up sick. Everyone in school turned up sick, right? But it was most likely because of a virus, unrelated to the food. But it's just that everyone was so disgusted by those burnt burgers that they associated illness with being because of the food and because of the restaurant. So I mean, I guess that specific restaurant chain just lost maybe 100 customers. Yeah. So yeah, emphasis on the searing, but searing's pretty cool. Yeah. Not burning though. So.
Well, actually, since we're on searing, this is kind of this is something. This in my experience, this is something that I know a lot of people do when they make burgers, that I have never found to really help at all. Is if you want a juicy burger, to put onions in it, so people keep them moist. But I have never made a burger with onions in it, and every single time it has been very good and not dry at all. So that's just my experience. Maybe like scientifically.
But it could be juicier. You never know. Put onions in it, and then it sprays out at you when you bite into it.
No, that's just like.
You don't know. You don't know.
That's really gross.
You never know, Leo.
No, but like that's the reason why I don't like eating blueberries sometimes, because.
I'm
like,
yeah,
oof.
that makes sense.
So yeah, that doesn't sound great to me. All right. Next one.
Go.
Okay, Twinkies. We're on Twinkies. Twinkies, an American snack generally considered as quote-unquote junk food, have a shelf life of around 45 days, despite the common claim that they remain edible for decades. And Twinkies with only sorbic acid as an added preservative normally remain on a store shelf for 7 to 10 days. That is interesting to me. That one, Twinkies seems so unnatural that it's insane that they're not like good forever. Like, I don't know. Like I don't know how to say it. You know how when you eat some things they just don't taste like natural? Twinkies are one of those things.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's this could be wrong, but I did read that that's exactly why people think that they last forever. It's because everyone feels like they're all made with like chemical ingredients. It's a rumor basically. And some people apparently claim that Twinkies aren't even actually baked. And people who believe this rumor actually believe that Twinkies are produced by a chemical reaction which causes the ingredients to foam up and then
solidify.
That's what you're eating. It's a little bit of a far stretch, but I can get why, people think they last forever because, as you said, they do not feel like a real food.
Yeah. I mean, it's also kind of weird to think, like, that they're somewhat similar to, like, produce. Because a lot of produce in supermarkets, if you didn't know this, is covered in a wax, especially apples. They're covered in wax to keep glistening and fresh and amazing. And they're usually... in like those big supermarket chains, they have been harvested a while ago, sometimes months ago. So, and obviously they have a very short shelf life, sort of in 7 to 10 days, but not like half a day. It's like a few days. So, I don't know. It's weird to think that Twinkies are somehow aligned with produce. But I think this one also kind of connects to one though that's later down the list that we can talk about. So I'll add on when we get to that one.
All right, so moving on to our next misconception.
Number 3.
This is a pretty big one around the time of Halloween because it definitely is something that I personally relate to a lot and a lot of my friends and the people that I know do. But there are actually no known cases of children being killed or seriously injured by poison or like tampered candy or fruit given to them by strangers at Halloween or at any other time, although there are cases where people have poisoned their own children. Okay, that's a little okay.
Okay, that's that's very, yeah, I mean that's like every other statistic where it's like actually for the most part things aren't usually that dangerous unless they're in your household, especially in America as well.
Exactly.
What do you think? Does that surprise you at all?
No, mostly because we talked about this statistic in a previous episode, in our Halloween candy episode. But let's say, but you know what? I was surprised the first time I heard it. I was very surprised the first time I heard it because I'm constantly like, you hear so much about being like advisories of parents check your kids' candy, check your candy, check if it's wrapped. Yeah. I see that absolutely everywhere. And maybe that's the reason why no one has been killed or seriously injured. Who knows? Yeah. But,
that's a good
that
point.
definitely surprised me a lot because I personally have gone through that. Like, my mom would look through my candies and see that they're all properly wrapped. It became a habit for myself, too. Like, I mean, I started to think about it. Like, damn, anyone could do anything they want to this. I mean, you're just giving out free candy. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting idea. Because people are looking out for it so much, it's like if you actually wanted to hurt people by giving out like tampered candy, people are looking out for it anyway, so it's not even going to work.
Right, exactly.
My grandma did this to my mom does it to me. If we get some sort of fruit, she cuts it up for us. Make sure no like razor blades in there. But then like a lot of this stuff is like really tedious. Like, you know how much candy people give out in a night? And it's like a whole variety of candies. You have to carefully unwrap every single piece of candy, tamper it somehow, then reseal it, which is difficult without also like melting the candy or something.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's kind of unrealistic, or like buying like so many razor blades and putting them in apples. Like that's a lot of it's a lot of razor blades and it's a lot of money, and I don't know. It's something that obviously some people probably do, but people are on the lookout for it so much that it's not as dangerous when everyone's looking out for it. I don't know. If that
Yeah,
makes
maybe
sense.
they advise you to look out for it despite the fact that there's no known cases, because that'll just prevent other people from doing it.
The
And
worst
it's
thing is if there started to be
what's the point?
cases.
Right, exactly.
All right, so this is the one I kind of want to circle back to, the Twinkies. So with the exception of some perishables, properly stored foods can safely be eaten past their expiration dates. The vast majority of expiration dates in the U.S. are regulated by state governments and refer to food quality, not safety. The use-by date represents the last day the manufacturer warrants the quality of their product. So when Twinkies have a shelf life of 7 to 10 days, I would look into more as like shelf life on a supermarket before it starts to like look really sad, or shelf life like they get moldy and stuff. Because like I've heard that you can, for the most part, drink milk past its expiration date. It just like
Yes, if it's properly stored, maybe like I think it's like 2 weeks.
yeah, as long as it's not like curdled, it's fine. Like frankly, most milk at the supermarket already smells kind of weird when you get it. So,
Actually, it is not 2 weeks. It is 5 to 7 days. I was
okay.
wrong.
So do not listen to what Charlene just said. It's
Do
not 2
not
weeks.
listen to what I said.
Who filled this milk carton with cottage cheese? I did not fill it with cottage cheese. Put it down. But it's
Okay,
been 2
open
weeks.
milk is 2 to 3 days past the date. There are no set recommendations. The number one rule across like everything basically, because sometimes these are scams. The number one rule is to go by your 5 senses. If there's anything whack about it, then just toss it.
If the milk's
but again,
green,
don't listen to me. Do not listen to me.
If the milk is green and it's not supposed to be green, don't drink it. If it smells weird,
don't listen to us.
It'll smell weird. Yeah.
Anyway.
But also like a lot of the stuff that the U.S. sells is very processed already. So
Super
expiration
processed,
dates are more of like I don't even know what to call them. Kind of like a joke. It's like
They are a
Velveeta's like
joke.
expires January 2035. It's like who's gonna like who in 2022 is gonna be like, ooh, 2035. I'm gonna make sure to keep it for 2035. So and it's usually like use by. So
Right. And a lot of the time, like, there's a Best Buy date, and people confuse that with, like the expiration date.
yeah.
And that just ends up in so much waste. Like, for example, sugar. Sugar never really expires. Like, I mean, obviously you shouldn't use it if there's, like, moisture in it or if there's a bug in it, but it never really expires. But they'll still put a Best Buy date because, they...
But that's something that because there's use by, Best Buy, also sell by, which is different. And it's the annoying thing. This is what happened today. I wanted to make myself a sandwich. And we had cheese, we had ham, and we had bread. So I got all that. And the cheese was fine. It was like, I think we got it like yesterday or something, or a few days ago. The bread, we're always buying bread. So it's fine. But I checked the ham, because I don't remember when we got it. And it said, sell by 8/5/22. I couldn't even see like a use by or a Best Buy. It was just sell by. So I find that even weirder when they're just like, yeah, this is the last day you should sell it. Because I don't know what it's supposed to lose after that. And then I don't know how much longer it'll last. So
Right. It's like, I think you're supposed to just use common sense in that case. But, like, how do people know?
because like frankly,
They sold it by that date. Oh, so it should be fine indefinitely. Oh, okay.
yeah, and like also some things just smell like a little funky when you get it. Like because maybe the ham has already been there for a day, so it smells kind of funky. And it's been in like a cold fridge for a few days, so it smells kind of funky. And so you're like, even though you might have gotten it a few days ago, it still smells a little funky. So there are some things that it's just like, I feel like it's hard. But obviously, if it's like August and the that the sell-by date is like 2 dash something, you obviously don't eat it. Unless it's from like the future, then that's another problem. But I feel like a common theme in the U.S. food market and the food industry is making consumers as confused as possible if it means eking out a few more dollars. So
Exactly. And plus, they probably just want people to like throw stuff out so they can buy more.
Yeah.
Money, all that.
Who cares about the environment if we keep making money? That's pretty much what a lot of companies think, I'm sure. Are we good with that section? What do you think? Have any more comments? We're done. We're done.
All right, so for the next one right here, this is another big one because this is something that my parents definitely told me a lot. That seeds are not the spicy part of chili peppers. In fact, seeds contain a low amount of capsaicin, one of the several compounds that induce a hot sensation in mammals. The highest concentration of capsaicin is located in the placental tissue to which the seeds are attached. I mean, kind of then. Yeah. It's still like the same area, but yes. It is. I guess it is true that seeds are not the spicy part.
And I mean, whenever a recipe says to cut out seeds, you always see them cutting out the thing called the pith, which is the placental, the placental tissue. So, and it's like the seeds are attached to it, so it's kind of take out the seeds, you take out the tissue.
I can understand.
I don't know. Yeah, that's something I also heard recently that I didn't really know either. That was kind of weird.
Because I'm always being told not to eat the seeds. So I was like, you're like that.
Yeah.
But it's actually the placental tissue.
No way. You put that on a shirt. It's actually the placental tissue.
That's our next shirt.
Yeah.
We should really. Oh my god, yeah.
Our next shirt.
We kind of released secret. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do.
We released secret merch. We have 4 T-shirts printed with our logo on it. So.
Right. Maybe we should sign them.
Spoonie Standpoint Shop. Oh my god, yeah. Let's sign them. Let's do that. Let's literally do that.
So if you want a signed shirt, just buy it.
Yeah, just buy it. If you want a signed shirt, just buy it. You know,
Charlene, where can you buy our amazing merchandise? Oh right, that's why no one's buying our merch because we haven't set up the shop. Right.
Right, but where are we supposed to?
It's on Instagram. On
Spoonable_standpoint.
Or Spoonable_standpoint. You can buy our amazing merch. This is not great. If you can't tell that we're not professionals. This episode's less about food misconceptions, but more about what have we not thought through fully in our branding. Welcome to Spoonable Standpoint. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add? Either about merchandise or seeds?
About our merchandise, I don't know. Most of our merch is pretty exclusive. So if anyone is actually interested in buying it, let us know.
We'll sell it. Okay.
All right. Okay, for real though. Next myth.
FR.
Misconception.
For real. All right. Next one. Turkey meat is not particularly high in tryptophan.
Tryptophan. I thought it's tryptophan.
Whatever. Tryptophan, whatever.
Okay.
Turkey meat is not particularly high in tryptophan and does not cause more drowsiness than other foods. Drowsiness after holiday meals generally comes from overeating. What do you think about that, Charlene?
I love that because there's always that one person. There's always that one person. Be like, everyone's falling asleep at Thanksgiving. Oh, the tryptophan is hitting you. It's always that one person.
Someone ate too much turkey.
Yeah. Always. So, I don't know. That makes me kind of happy. And it's actually funny because chicken actually has more of it than turkey does. And are you sleeping from the turkey? Are you sleeping from chicken? No. Is anybody pointing at your chicken and be like, tryptophan? No. So yeah, maybe I feel like this one's a pretty easy one to overrule.
That's another really good shirt. A very low quality picture of a chicken and then tryptophan under it.
Yeah. Oh my god. For this episode, for our social media posts, we literally just have to post our merch. Post merch.
Post merch, yeah.
Spoonie merch.
We're gonna
open an Instagram shop.
I will Photoshop or whatever some shirts, and we'll post a a stream of them, and then we can see which is gonna be sellable, if any. I don't think any will be. We'll have to see. Yeah. But it's interesting that chicken has more, because schools, I don't know about schools outside of New York City, but NYC DOE schools, just kind of redundant, but NYC DOE schools serve a lot of chicken, like all the time. Which, if you want your kids to be awake during class, why are you giving us tryptophan? How about you take a trip and get some turkey? That was a really bad pun.
I didn't even know that was.
That was pun. Yeah, it was so bad you didn't even know pun. I will repeat it. If schools want us to be awake during class, then why do they feed us high amounts of tryptophan? Why don't they make a trip down to get some turkey? There you go. So now that you knew there was a pun coming, you're probably cackling in your seat. If you're standing, you're cackling while you're standing. Probably pretty crazy. I'm in
silence because I'm too stunned at the best pun that I've ever heard.
You ever heard a joke that was so good you just didn't laugh? You know what they say, when someone repeats a joke directly after, it's way funnier.
Yeah, it's so much funnier.
10 times funnier statistically. All right.
Okay, the next one I have not heard of.
Me neither.
Yet. Until now. Because I read the first few words and I'm a little scared. But here we go. Okay. Rice does not cause birds to die by inflating their stomachs till they burst. Birds do eat wild rice, although some species avoid it. This common misconception has often led to weddings using millet, confetti, or other materials to shower the newlyweds as they leave the ceremony instead of traditionally throwing rice.
I mean, it's a bit comical, the image.
A bit, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, if you ever watched, I think it's in Wreck-It Ralph 2, they're feeding this bunny so many, I think it's pies, that it gets so gigantic, it eats one more, and then it just goes boom. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. I just thought it made them, sick. It was just, bad for them. It was, toxic, like chocolate. Not that they're going to, explode.
But I don't know if using, confetti is much better.
Yeah. That seems
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it just reminds me of, if you ever watched, I think it's called A Plastic World. What's it called? It's this really good documentary. Oh, A Plastic Ocean. There we go. It's about, plastic in the ocean. Self-explanatory. Mm-hmm. But there's this part where they cut open a seagull and there's just, so much, plastic in it. That's, what I think about. And I don't think, a bird full of confetti. Especially pigeons. Pigeons will eat a bunch of confetti if they think it's food. I don't think that's any better than rice. Even if rice is toxic, it's also pollution. So, what do you think?
This kind of reminds me of how chia seeds actually do make humans fuller because they absorb the water, and as a result, they increase your fullness because they expand in your stomach. Now, I just looked it up right now. That is truly the case and not actually another myth that kind of mimics this one.
Ooh.
But this is just
weird. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything that will cause... I'm trying to think. I know, if you have some sort of infection, your stomach, can inflate and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm trying to think, what naturally might cause something's stomach to inflate so much that it's, explode. Probably dynamite.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's a good idea.
Rice is dynamite. Episode on that. Mm-hmm. In multiple ways, it's dynamite. Tastes great, and it will make you go boom.
What if you swallow a grape whole and then go into a microwave? No, like what if he did? Like what if?
I think I know what would happen. I think you would get very sick if you were in a giant microwave.
What about the grape? Does it turn into plasma inside you?
What if you eat a bunch of popcorn kernels and then go onto an open flame? Do you think the popcorn would burst in your stomach? No, I don't think so. I think it's a similar question. No, I don't think so. And microwaves, I hate to break it to you, microwaves are not like naturally occurring. For the most part, at least.
I'm sorry.
There's not like, there are different like climates and regions of the world, and one of them it's like, don't walk in there, you will explode. It's a microwave.
Yeah, but like the plasma,
biome.
I mean, understandably, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like when you someone puts like a match that's lit inside of a microwave. That's a cool video if you guys want to see that. That's related.
But that's gonna be you if you put the grapes in your mouth or in your stomach. And if you go into a microwave, you'll be burning from the inside out and the outside in.
Let's check. Let's not check. This is a pretty dark conversation. What do you guys think? Do you think you would do you think you would be hurt first, or the grape would actually become plasma? And plasma inside your stomach obviously is not a great thing. The fourth state of matter inside of your stomach is not a great thing.
Guys, leave it in the question that we posed on this episode of Spotify.
If you guys want us to talk about food that explodes in your stomach, leave it in the question posed under our season 2 special. Yeah.
In that episode, we'll go into exactly how much food you eat to cause your stomach to puncture.
Yeah. It'll be a fun TikTok. Or a YouTube short. Or an Instagram reel.
Before listening to this episode, you'll be required to sign a contract saying that you won't do what we talk about.
Yeah, please do not do this. I think we know the outcome of the experiment. And I think you should look up some YouTube videos on what happens if you were inside a microwave. There are a lot. And they're all pretty horrific.
And don't listen to what we said about food safety before. That is just a general advice.
Yeah.
We do not know anything about case by case scenarios, and making sure to put that out there.
Yeah. There we go.
Moving on.
Say it as many times as possible. Moving on. Yes. Let's move on.
At the end of this, we're just like, again, do not follow or attempt anything.
Do not do this.
Don't do this.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. This one, if you ever watch the cartoon Popeye, I think you'll be a little surprised by this. But although spinach is touted as being high in iron and calcium content, it is often served and consumed in its raw form. Raw spinach contains high levels of oxalates. Isn't that? Yeah. Oxalates, which block absorption of iron and calcium in the stomach and small intestine. Spinach cooked in several changes of water, has much lower. Sorry, this is so weirdly phrased. Has much lower levels of oxalates and is better digested and its nutrients absorbed more quickly. In addition to preventing absorption and use, high levels of oxalates remove iron from the body. Okay, that's so long. I'm gonna sum that up real quick. People say spinach is high in iron and calcium, but actually, raw spinach has this thing called oxalates in them, which absorb iron and calcium in your stomach and small intestine. So actually, it kind of does the opposite. Yeah,
and oxalates are a big leading factor into kidney stones. So watch out.
That hurts. They hurt. That's interesting. I don't know. It seems like for the most part, like leafy greens and greens in general are supposed to be like, oh yeah, if you want to be healthy, you eat them. But in this case, with spinach, that's not the case. Which is just kind of weird to think about. That like somehow this thing is supposed to be really healthy is not great for you. And I would say that's why I don't eat spinach. But it's not. But that's why I will not start eating spinach. But I actually wonder, like, how dangerous eating spinach on a normal basis would be. Like, I don't know. What do you think, Charlene? Do you think you would explode from the inside out?
I do think you would explode from the inside out because after eating too much spinach, you'll have a kidney stone so large it simply just keeps growing and you explode from the inside out as a result. So that's what I think will happen. But I don't know. What do you think, Leo?
I don't think that's true. I think that's...
Oh,
I mean, I'm not an AP Bio. Hey, I'm not an AP Bio. I can't say. But I think you're wrong. No, I think if you have a kidney stone that big, it's a big problem. And I think you would feel that way before it kills you.
You never know. You never know. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. It's like, and spinach is like the food with the highest amount of oxalates, like by far. So if you're trying to avoid kidney stones, cut back on the spinach. Like you might think, oh, it's so healthy. You know what? Nothing's gonna happen. Oh, nah.
Yeah.
There's a big storm coming.
This is also from Wikipedia. So we're kind of the Wikipedia of of like food advice. So be healthy.
Okay.
All right. Next.
Okay. This next one is pretty interesting. Because I absolutely hate this, but banana flavored candy does not mimic the taste of a formerly popular variety of banana. The reason banana candy tastes different than bananas is because it is mainly flavored with one of the many flavors either banana has isoamyl acetate.
Isoamyl acetate.
Yummy.
Wait, you don't like banana flavored stuff?
Absolutely not.
Oh my god!
Except
good.
banana bread, which we have an amazing recipe. Well, it's banana flavored too. It's like banana flavored bread / cake. So,
but
that kind of counts.
No,
but banana flavored candy. We're talking about banana flavored candy. Well, since it has banana in it, it has isoamyl acetate. Yeah. So I'm not completely wrong here.
Okay, wait. Let's put in your world, if something has something in it, then it's flavored. So like jelly made from grape is grape flavored jelly.
Yes, it is. How is it not?
Yeah, I guess you have a point. It's weird though.
Chocolate milk. It's same like chocolate milk. Same goes. Chocolate milk is milk flavored with chocolate.
But
chocolate milk.
Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Exactly. Exactly.
Leo gets destroyed by facts and logic. I've heard this before that it has isoamyl acetate.
Damn. Okay.
You know.
Are you one of those people that call people out for the tryptophan?
Yeah.
Are you one of those people?
You're probably like really sleepy. Oh, actually, you're not sleepy from turkey because. Yeah. I think it's not very surprising because the flavor of banana is like so like powerfully and pungently banana that it tastes nothing like banana. But one thing I will say is that I do like banana flavored stuff, especially if you ever had this banana flavored Laffy Taffy. It might be one of the best Laffy Taffy flavors.
God.
It's so good. So I think it has a place. It's look side to side, convenient. There we go.
Okay.
Because you don't need to, think about be so hard to, get the bananas in the form that you need. All that stuff. Right? It's great. It's a great chemical. A great way to chemically get away from the hardships of using an actual fruit. But it still doesn't taste much like banana. Enough where there are times where I'll be eating something banana flavored and it won't really taste like a banana until I realize it's banana flavored. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because every banana that we have now is a completely different type of
Yeah.
banana that they had, like, maybe, like, was it, like, 50, 60 years
It was
ago?
in 1950s, I think, when they went. 1950s?
1950s?
I think so. When
Yeah, it's a completely different type, and the old one is apparently a lot, like, sweeter or whatever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you want to compare banana flavored to mimic the old ones, because I know a lot of people, myself included, really don't like banana flavored candy.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
I think bananas are tough because the bananas we have now, frankly, aren't very pungently banana. Like, a peach is pungently peach. A blueberry is pungently blueberry. An apple is, for the most part, pungently apple. But I've never had a banana, maybe a few times in my life. But even then, I've never had a banana that was like, I was like, whoa, that's so much banana flavor. I was like, yeah.
Put it in the oven for 5 minutes at 350. You will change your mind.
No. I'm sorry, but I have I'm somewhat of a picky eater, but not because I don't like how things taste. Stop it. But because of the texture of stuff. The idea of mushy warm banana does not sound very good to me. It sounds like something I will not like. But that's
you
advice.
Like my banana bread. That's what I did to it.
Yeah, but that's bread.
But okay, whatever. Okay.
So by your logic.
Well, okay, it was not only put into the oven for 7 minutes at 350, but it was also put into the oven again for like 40 minutes at 350 after it was already previously baked. So, I mean, I don't really know.
Hey,
So
we should do more.
Leo gets destroyed for the second time at Facts and Logic.
No. We should do more episodes like this. We get so many merch ideas and so many, and you guys get so many recipes. It's insane. All right. I think this is everything we need to talk about. We got a pretty long one going. Our clock says about 40 minutes here. We don't know how long it's going to be. When we cut it down, it might be 20 minutes. But I bet it's going to be a pretty long episode. So I'm sorry if this was too long of an episode, but I hope you had fun enjoying it. Had fun enjoying it.
Making it.
Listening. As we did making it, exactly. Yeah. So thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Spoonable Standpoint. If there is something you want us to talk about, put it in the question we posed on Spotify under our Season 2 trailer or on our website. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at spoonable_standpoint for bonus content and link to our website, maybe merch. And if you like this episode, don't forget to share it. We release a new episode every other Friday, and we hope to see you there.
All right.
Stop it.
I think we're set.